welcome back to Buna's Bangaliana. Today I am making Chholar Daal, right? And this dal is essentially a must in Bengali shadi. You know, like we all have langar wali dal. This is pakka a shadi wali dal. We make it a lot different by adding garam masala and ghee to it. It will be an aromatic delight, less smacking. And what is the Bengaliyat in this is we add freshly grated coconut. Because West Bengal has a big coastline, the coconut is available in abundance there. So we use freshly grated coconut here. Some of us, depends on what you like, some of us use finely chopped coconut also. They like it when every spoonful of dal will have a bite of coconut. I generally use a freshly grated coconut. In this case, I am taking a shortcut out of it. I stay in Jaipur. I'll just start. I'll add 1 tablespoon of rice bran oil that I use and temper it with 1 heaped tablespoon of freshly grated ginger, right? I put this aside. And what I temper this also is I add some cumin seeds and a dry red chili, right? This is the tempering. The oil is tempered with adrak, jeera and 1 dry red chili, right? This will be the chhonk. I'll of course add the dal onto it. Again, like so many other Bengali recipes, not much of a spice would go into it. Just a jeera powder would go into it. Like I've said in my previous videos earlier, adrak and jeera powder is a unique combination of Bengal. And at the end we add to it ghee and garam masala. This is exactly what will happen to this. So this is it. I have some split green chilies, 4 to 5. And I have chopped a tomato. I haven't made it very fine chop and all. I want to retain the tomato into the dal so that you can see it. You know, I don't want to mash it into the dal. That's personally how I like it. So I put the tomatoes inside, let them fry a little and get a little squished into it. I drop the green chilies also, so let them get squished into it. Right. So what I have done is I have soaked chana dal overnight, and I soaked it because I think that chana dal gets done very nicely. And what happens here is it becomes very nice and soft. See, the grains of the chana dal is visible now also, but it becomes nice and soft after I have soaked it. And one nutritionist has told me that whenever you make dal, if you soak it overnight, it adds to the nutrient value of it, to the sheer goodness of it. Right? So I've done this with the chana dal. So after some time, when the tomatoes are done, I'll add not some salt. Salt is added to the dal. I'll add some haldi powder and some jeera powder in the oil itself, right? And dal ko dal देंगे अंदर ऐसे. Little bit of haldi powder, not a lot. Maybe half a tablespoon of haldi powder goes into this, right? Just half a tablespoon, not much. So that it just gets a little color, right? And see that tomatoes are almost getting fried in the oil. They are nice and mushy. So this is the right stage to set the dal inside. Right? We're almost done. The tomatoes are nice and soft. The green chilies are also little fried in the oil. So it's a good time to all the add. I forgot the jeera powder. I'll add the jeera powder also into this. I had added haldi powder earlier. Now I'll add the jeera powder to this. And with this, the dal is over. 1 teaspoon of jeera powder. Since jeera is the only spice that is going in, you can go a little more on the jeera also. Entirely your call. I like this fragrance and the taste of the jeera. So I add a little more. You can add a little more. Depends on how much you like it. So this is what it is. That's about the spices. Just the adrak and the jeera ka tempering. some green chilies into it, a dry red chili into it, no red chili powder, nothing. Right? So now I lower the dal into the kadhai, and one sec, it's still hot. Okay, I think meanwhile I'll just add a little water so that it's very hot. Little bit of it. So when I'll add the dal can go in nicely without any spluttering. There. You see the grains of the dal is very visible. That is how we like it. I don't want it to be very mushy and all that. This is how it should be. Now we'll take a break. The dal will take about 5 odd minutes to get boiled. I'll ready the coconut meanwhile. I would need to tell you another thing. Since I stay in Jaipur, I more often than not don't get fresh coconut around. I have to place an order in the fruit shop and all that. So what I have taken a shortcut out. I use desiccated coconut that is available in abundance. Now desiccated coconut is a dry coconut powder that you have. That will not add to the taste of this dal. What I do instead is I try to replace the milk portion of the coconut that it has lost while it was getting dried. So I soak 4 or 5 tablespoons of desiccated coconut in half a cup of milk, so that the dry desiccated coconut absorbs the milk, becomes nice and creamy, and whatever creaminess, milkiness nature had imparted to the coconut, that somehow comes back, and you still get a nice taste of coconut from this dal without having to really go here and there and get hold of a fresh coconut. Right? So I'll get the desiccated coconut ready. The dal is boiling out meanwhile. I'll come back in some time once it is done. Yeah, the dal is boiling away and it was nicely done, so I don't need to go any further really. Like I told you, I have taken half a cup of milk and I have immersed some desiccated coconut into it, and right now I'm going to add this into this dal. The desiccated coconut अच्छी तरह से घुल मिल जाएगा ना, और थोड़ी सी गरम मसाला मैंने निकाल के रखा हुआ है, half a teaspoon of garam masala, not much, enough for the fragrance. So ये थोड़ा सा पानी में दे रही हूँ और इसमें हो गया काम खत्म, और इसको थोड़ा हिला लेंगे so that पूरा घुल मिल जाए. अभी नारियल मैंने डाला है अंदर, तो थोड़ा सा अच्छी तरह से शेक कर दीजिए so that this becomes a homogeneous mixture. You know, हर चम्मच के दाल जब आप लेंगे उसमें आपको नारियल का स्वाद आना चाहिए. Should be a homogeneous mixture. देखिए दाल को फोड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये आराम से nice and pulpy हो गया है. Nice, it's absolutely done. And the color is a little milkish because of the desiccated coconut that I have added along with the milk. मजबूरी थी भाई, क्या करे. And now I am adding 1 tablespoon of desi ghee, right? Ghee and garam masala and zeera, that for Bengalis and especially for this dal is a match made in heaven. This is the soul food of Bengalis. Whenever I am inviting guests at home, I ask my husband, kya banao? And he would say, Chholar Daal banao. And with Begun Bhaja. If you are following my previous recipes, I have shown Begun Bhaja there also. Shadiyon wali dal mein Begun Bhaja is an essential accompaniment of this dal. Right? It has to come with Begun Bhaja. We don't have dal without any bhaja. So my husband would always say, Chholar Daal or Begun Bhaja banao. And I would tell him that I can understand that you are crazy about Chholar Daal and Begun Bhaja, but the person who is coming to our place is not a Bengali. He he will not understand probably the nostalgia and the soulfulness of this dish. He's crazy about this dal. See, we are done. I can see the coconut feeling inside the dal. I can almost see those strands of coconut. And because of the milk, this has become a very nice color. If you add freshly grated coconut, this is how the color would be anyways. Because nariyal has this essential milk, the natural thing that oozes out of nariyal, would obviously get into the dal. So the milk that I have added with desiccated coconuts actually replaces the freshness of the coconut. You don't need a fresh coconut if you have this. We are done. I'll just take it off the fire and it's ready to be served. Of course, I'll make some Begun Bhaja with this. The dal would be totally incomplete because unless I make a Begun Bhaja. Right? Done. We are done.